guys, I hope you all are enjoying today's show. Yes, and yes, it's still the 10 request live, and I'm still right here holding it down for you all. I hope you all enjoyed those songs because my viewers are the best in giving out good music requests because I had fun. And before I went on break, I told you all that on today's show we will be talking about parenting the boy child, and I would not be doing this alone. I have Joy Abu in the house, who is a media personnel, and she would be doing justice to this topic for us. You people out there that don't want to train your male kids, come here. You feel, they will learn as they grow. No. Bring it here. We will be talking about parenting the boy child. So let's welcome Joy Abu, right? Yeah. But you know something. I think I'm in love with your surname, Abu.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Cross River State.
Now I get
I get that.
Abu.
I'm from Cross River.
Please introduce yourself properly.
Thank you. My name is Joy Abu. I'm from Cross River State. Of course, a media person. I do entertainment. I do everything about media.
Everything about media. So today we're talking about parenting the boy child. I want us to go through it. Drive us through. What does it mean? Why do we have to teach our guys?
Okay, firstly, for me, I think growing up, I had this passion to always have boys as kids. And
always have boys.
Yes, and
plenty people are running away from that.
Now, because I noticed that as a growing child, there was more attention paid to the girl child. My dad had 6 of us, 6 girls and 2 boys. And so more attention was given to the girl child, and then the boys were just on their own and all of that. So while growing up, I was like, no, there must be something that is not equal in training these two and all of that. But then looking at the society as a whole, you discover that more attention has been given to the girl child and has neglected the boy child. Now, every here and there, you hear NGOs coming up with, NGO for the girl child. Today is International Girls Day, and there is celebration everywhere. But who celebrates the boy child? There's that gap between training the boy and the girl child. So that's why I have passion for the boy child. Like, you know what? Let's look towards the girl child. Let's see what's happening there.
Okay, let's look towards it now. What's the thing that is special there?
Okay, the thing is, for me, if you ask me, 80% of the issues the girl child is faced is as a result of the boy child not properly trained. Now, it's a case of dealing with an issue from the stem, not from the roots. Who should be trained properly is the boy child, not the girl child. Now,
the lady should be what?
No, this is it. For whatever training you give a girl child, she ends up in the hand of the boy child. Yes.
So that means you're following the notion that if you go to Cambridge for masters, or you're ending up in your husband's house. You're ending up in the hand of the boy child. And if that boy child is not properly trained, it will affect the training you've given the girl child. True.
So that's why there is need for us to start looking inward in training the boy child we have around us.
So take us through, what are the steps in giving our male kids right now good home training? Okay,
firstly, you have to make them understand that loving the girl child is like loving themselves. Now, they shouldn't see the girl child like a tool or a rival. They should see the girl child like, you know what, this is also me. This is me birthing somebody. Now, once they have that idea of, okay, the girl child is a part of me. Now, there's that love when you love yourself. So they extend it to the girl child. That's the first step you take. The first step is teach them to love the girl child the way they love themselves. Once you've achieved that, every other step you're taking is just complementing one step at the other.
Wow. Okay, so now, because a lot of parents would say that we have to take our ladies through the path of being a wife, a mother, and a sister. But that doesn't go with the guys because there's nothing linking the guys to any training my son to be a father, a brother. What would you say about it?
Now, this is where we are making the mistakes. We are training our girl child, right? You're training her to be a princess, to walk like a princess, to talk like a princess. You're training her to be homely and all of that. And nobody is training the boy child. Now, what happens after all that training, after you've molded that girl into that dream princess of yours, and then she ends up in the hand of one tyrant that doesn't even know jack about the training you've given to her?
Okay.
Now that is why it's important that while you're training the girl child, train the boy child. I'll give you a typical example. I have a 5-year-old son, and there was a day I was sleeping with, and I also have a daughter who is an elderly one. Now I woke up and met him eating, and how did you get to your office? He said, "Mommy, I dished the food myself." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I don't want to disturb you." And that got to me. That's because I've trained him that once you see your sister resting, do your thing yourself. Take responsibility at that moment. So for him to go and dish the food and he was eating, I said, okay, I went back to sleep. I didn't bother myself. Now that's because you're already training him at that age that, you know what, even when you get married and you're in your house, you don't need to wait for your wife to go and dish your food for you. Get up and do that. That's the responsibility. That's the training we are missing.
But a lot of mothers will say it's a taboo for a male child to enter a kitchen and open a pot and dish from that pot.
Why do you think it's a taboo when the female child can do the same thing? Why are we narrowing the whole kitchen thing to the female child? That's where we are making mistakes. And that's why I said earlier on that 80% of the issue the female child is having is as a result of the male child not properly trained. Yes.
Okay, so I think I'm going with this now. My next question is, what would you say are the qualities we need to have to build our boys to become great and good people out there?
Teach them respect. Teach them love. Teach them human sympathy. Teach them to be empathetic to one another. Don't bring up this tough attitude of he's a man. Let him not cry. No,
so
teach them to be emotional. Yes. Teach them to let their emotions out. The same way you sit your girl child and teach her to talk to you, teach your male child to talk to you. They should be emotional to one another. They should be empathetic. Don't come up with all these macho, tough attitude on them. Let them see. The thing is that once they start having emotions, they start feeling pains. So when they hurt somebody, they know that that person is being hurt. They start feeling the hurt. But when you're teaching them that, no, you're a man, don't feel hurt, don't cry. No, you're not teaching them properly because it will affect the female child in the future.
Okay, so following what you just said, I want you to tell me, what do you think is the healthy discipline strategies to train a boy child and the one that works perfectly?
Okay, for me, I won't say there's a particular method that
because
works.
You have your own, I do have.
You have yours, and then it has to do with family values and culture also. But the basis is teach your boy child to take care of, that's personal hygiene. Teach them to brush properly. Teach them to make use of the body spray. Teach them to bath twice in a day. In fact, most times when they go out and they are sweating, teach them to go and rinse themselves, not necessarily bathing. Take a shower, just pour water on your body. Once you're able to incorporate that habit into them, they will grow with it. And then you discover that when they are growing into puberty stage, sit them down and talk to them, the changes they're experiencing. They should not be shy to talk to you about it. Then teach them that, okay, at this particular stage, this is what you do. Make them understand that there is a body odor that also is attached to the boy child, because we feel it's only the girl child that has the body odor.
Because it is known that when ladies are entering that puberty stage, you just notice that your mom will drag you closer.
Yes. And then do that with the boy child because they have that odor also. So teach them that, you know what, this odor is not ordinary. This is what you do. So those are the basic healthy steps to take. And then teach them to eat right, to incorporate fruits at an early stage into their meals. It helps them as they grow.
Okay, so this takes me down to my next question now. What's the most important thing to teach a boy child?
Empathy.
Why do you say so?
Now, once you have empathy towards one another, you won't want to hurt the person. It's for me, I feel, aside respect, right? I could teach you to be respectful, but I might teach you not to be empathetic to one another. And those are two different things. I could teach you to be emotional, and you could only be emotional to your immediate family, but you're not emotional to the next person out there. But once you have that empathetic spirit in you, you extend it to anybody you see around you. Teach them to render help. They should have this caring attitude from the toddling stage. They should be able to, when they see somebody in need, render help. Not necessarily the immediate family. Once you've done that, you've captured their emotions. So they become emotional towards environment, towards things around them. Trust me, once you're emotional, you won't want to hurt anyone. Sure. Because you're going to feel like, if I hurt this person, I'll feel hurt. So once you incorporate that into them.
But what would you say is wrong for that aspect that parents don't put so much interest in their boy child.
No,
Because they feel that, oh, ladies are the ones that should be trained properly.
You know, I started by saying we train our ladies to become princesses. We teach them courtesy. We teach them etiquette. When you're in the public, sit this way, sit that. And nobody is doing that to the boy child. And I said at the end of the whole thing, she takes that to the boy child who has not been properly taught. So that's why you have issues. Sometimes the girl child will be saying, do like this. And the boy is saying, no, allow me to be like
allow
this.
me to be like
No,
this.
because we feel like, oh, the girl child should be the one to be modeled. What happens to the boy child? Why won't he be modeled to fit into the modelation you've given to the girl child? So for me, I used to tell parents, 80% of your training should go into the boy child because he's the one going to bring in somebody into his house. Whatever certificate you acquire ends up in the hands of a boy child. He detects for you. He's the one that will tell you whether to go ahead or not. And if he has not been taught the basis that, oh, a woman should be allowed, a girl child should be allowed to expand her territory, they are going to have issues. So for me, I would say it is a case of dealing with the stem rather than dealing with the root. The boy child is the root. Teach them, let them understand that, come, sit down, have courtesy. When you're speaking, use the word please. It's not a crime. Say thank you. Teach them to be princes. Do you get? So once you're doing that, you're helping the girl child as well.
Just do the right thing, that's what it is. But see, I'm going to take another question, but I want us to go through our parents that fail doing these duties. What would you say to them?
I don't need to say, you've seen the result in the society. When our parents failed in taking care of the boy, training the boy child, the result is in the society. And believe you me, you don't
it's not like as if they fail 100,
No.
but they don't have that. It's not like as if they fail 100, but they don't have that knowledge. They don't have that mind of, oh, we need to train the boy child, because they feel it is essential to train the female child.
Now, this is it. What they trained the boy child then was supremacy. You need to be superior to your to the girl child. You need to show her you're the man in the house. And that is what we are having in the society. It's the aftermath of that training that is bringing the mess we are having in our society. Now, assuming they deliberately had it in their mindset, like, you know what, let's model this boy child the way we are modeling the girl child. What we are having now will be reduced. So that's what we are avoiding for our children in the future. When we are talking about gender equality and gender balancing, this is what we are talking about. Train both the boy and the girl child to be on the same page.
True.
Train them to be on the same page so that we don't have a multiple crisis of what we are having now in the society.
That's true. I'm buying this right now. Okay, guys, I hope you all are having an amazing time. Don't worry, we're still talking about parenting the boy child, and Joy Abu is still seated, but it is still the 10 request live. Like, there's entertainment and there is fun. So let's go and boogie it down. Let's shake our body a little. We will be right back.